Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk, and today we're going to be talking Wi-Fi. Alright guys, so I just want to say where I live, I don't get the best internet. We live on Long Island, New York, but the county I'm in, it's a whole thing. We can't get good internet out here. We can't get the Verizon Fios, which would be the best to have. So anyway, the equipment that you get from your provider, we all know is not the best. So I have been living in my house for about 2 years now, and it's been a battle with Wi-Fi. And I think I finally found something that works for me, and I'm very happy with the performance I've had with it in the past month or so that I've been using it. And that is the Eero Pro 6 by Amazon.
I myself, actually at my house, I live very close to Matt, and we both use the same provider for internet, and I am actually using the provided router modem combo actually, and I can tell you for 100% fact that we don't get the best internet, and trying to find the right router is very, very important in this area because it will definitely increase your quality of download speed and running if you're streaming games or videos or anything. It's very necessary out here. So
I would like to start with saying this is a very tech heavy house. We have a lot of devices. On their specs, they state that you can run 75 plus devices, which may seem like a lot, but for some people, if there's kids in the house, or you got roommates, or there's an apartment or something, it adds up. Everyone's got a phone. Every TV's a smart TV. You got your video game consoles if they're not hardwired. It adds up quick. You got your iPads. So there's all that stuff to take into account. So the high device count is nice. But the Eero 6 is by Amazon. It's an Amazon company, they state. And this is a mesh system. So what that basically means is you have your router, and then you have satellites, they call them. So instead of your traditional Wi-Fi extender where you would plug into the outlet and link it to your Wi-Fi and it would kind of try to boost your signal, those never really worked good in my opinion. Now these satellites, they work fantastic. So it basically takes the signal and then just broadcasts it as if the router was right there. So I have a large property and I have a Ring camera in my garage. So this covers 6,000 square feet, it says, this mesh system. There's the router and then there's 2 satellites. So this is a 3-piece set. You can get it in different combinations. You can get one by itself and then you can add them on. You can even add more than 3 pieces. I think you could have 4 or 5 at max, and that'll cover I think it's 2,000 square feet per unit. So what is that, 8,000 square feet at 4 devices?
Yep.
So that's a big piece of property that you're big piece of real estate you're covering.
No, you can definitely, and it's very necessary over here again. But Matt, what did you have before this that you were having issues with that caused you to actually give this one a try?
So I had the Google Mesh system, and that was not capable of gigabit speeds. So that was the first problem. I liked the mesh system. I liked the interface that they had with the Google, because I have a Google thermostat, and that worked pretty well. It's just it wasn't fast. My speeds would say I'm at like almost 900 download, but my girlfriend, they all say they disconnect the Wi-Fi when they're over because it doesn't even work because it was slow as hell.
Yeah. So
I got rid of that, and I had the Netgear Nighthawk mesh system. I think it was the AX4200 model, and at first it was okay, but again I still wasn't getting Wi-Fi speed that I was getting on my speed test. So again, I keep talking to the guys at Best Buy, what they thought. I did a lot of research, and these are on a lot of the top 10, top 5 even, best mesh systems of 2021, 22, and for good reason. They're capable of the gigabit speed over Wi-Fi. It's the simplest. It's just like the Sonos. You can set this up in minutes and have Wi-Fi in minutes. You can link your Amazon account to it. It works with Alexa. And then I like the interface, the app they have. It's very easy to use, very easy to understand. So if you're having any sort of Wi-Fi issues, I highly recommend this. If you could, it's on the expensive side. I believe these are $5.99. I caught it on sale for $4.79 or $4.59. So that was a pretty good deal, I think. So one negative I have about this, compared to the Netgear one that I had, I'm just comparing it to the previous router I had. The previous router I had a couple Ethernet ports in the back, where this only has one. So if you have a few things you're trying to hardwire, you can get a splitter. So it's not the end of the world, but just keep that in mind that you're going to be only have one thing hardwired to this. And speaking of hardwiring, actually, you can hardwire, I think, 2 devices to the satellites. So say you got an Xbox or a PlayStation on the other side of the house and it's nowhere near the router, if you put one of your satellites next to it, you can hardwire it to that. Now, it's not going to be 100% one-for-one if you hardwired it into the actual router that's coming out of the wall. However, it's still going to be a better signal strength than if you were to do it over Wi-Fi. And again, you don't need to have the 3 units. You could start with one if you think that you need some more coverage on the other side of your house, depending on how big it is, maybe the basement, upstairs. You can add another piece and keep adding it on. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, so just why don't you give the folks a final score out of 10 of what you would give this system?
Honestly, so far, I would give it a 9 out of 10, only because of the price. You know, it is high. There's other systems that supposedly perform even better than this out there that are slightly cheaper, so specifically the Netgear Orbi, I hear, is usually the top dog on a lot of the comparisons I looked at, but that was also for a single unit. So if you did the mesh system, you're up to like almost $1,500 for the Orbi set, where this is $600.
Yeah.
So unless you catch it on sale, $600. He was complaining last time he was over when I had the Netgear that it was doo-doo paper internet, and this is
this is
definitely solved my issues.
This is definitely the real deal, Holyfield. I'm having no problems here, and we got to film the show, and everything has to work properly. And honestly, the internet has to be perfect. And right now, I can confidently say that it is. So
I'll put in some screenshots of my speed tests from a couple different days, and you guys can see it for yourself. I'm getting in the neighborhood of 900 download and 50-something upload, and that's pretty respectable numbers in the internet speed.
Yeah, we'll throw all those stats up for you, and as always, if you like these tech reviews, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends.